Hello and welcome back to another episode of FTB Sky Factory 2.5. My name is Twin Minds, and today we're going to do some more random stuff, because I have more random stuff to do. And to be honest, with the way the book is organized, much of what I have left is random stuff. The only stuff that's really coordinated anymore are the three different magical mods, the Thaumcraft, the Botania, and the Witchery. So beyond that, everything is pretty much haphazard and random. So that's kind of how a lot of these episodes are going to go from now on, but that's alright. As you can see here, I got the animals that I wanted, so I want to grab at least one of them. I know I need the gold one here, and I'm pretty sure I don't need the rest of them, so pig can go. Mana infused I already have, and I don't need more. And I believe that's another mana infused. That's an odd bit of luck there. Considering how many liquids there are in this game, it's kind of odd to see two at the same type. And this purple one here is Liquid Death. I've already seen a couple of those, and I'm pretty sure I don't want more of that. Something about that doesn't sound great. So, as you can see at the bottom here, I have my essence. All the way up to Zivicio essence, and I have enough of it to make the armor. So, I wanted to do that. So let's do that. So the armor is made by a cascading bit of upgrading, all the way starting at a diamond helmet. So, I need to make some of these. So let's start off with the pants, helmet, boots, and the chest. So all of these need to be upgraded from the diamond, and then they need to be upgraded into the next level. So the Exio, and then the Crucio, and then the Imperio, and then the Zivicio. So all of those require these ingots, which are made up of that type of essence surrounded by iron and gold. So I need to make up some of that stuff, and I did my calculations horribly wrong. I thought it was 24 essence total because of the total number of 24 of most materials that you need to make a full armor set. It's 24 diamonds to make a full set of diamond armor. However, I did not realize that each of these ingots, you get 3 of them per craft. So I'm having to readjust my numbers just slightly here, so I might accidentally shift click a little bit too much. So let's start off with the Ezio. And I need 24 total ingots. Good. And then the Crucio. Oops, I need to actually put my essence in there. Let's try that again, shall we? There's my 24. And then I need the Imperio. And then finally the Zivicio. Alright, so now we should be able to get these crafted up. So let's start off with, I don't know, how about the boots? Why not? So, boots, helmet, chest, and then finally the legs. There's so many different components to this, it's almost easier if I just make it myself rather than having to shift click everything. So then we go up to this one. And then the helmet. Alright. And you may be wondering, why go through all of this effort? Well, there is a darn good reason for that, and I'll show you as soon as I get going here. Alright, so close. And finally, done. So, the book needs me to do it. So that's the first reason. The second reason is the full set of this stuff, while looking like you're wearing a bunch of purple wool, allows for complete flight. And it is completely unpowered flight. Now, the one thing I'm going to miss is the ability to to run forward, as it were, and go incredibly fast. So I might even keep that powered set along if I need to go long distances. But for most of my efforts, free flight will be very nice. It does have durability on it, but it also negates fall damage, it gives flight, has quite a bit of damage reduction, so it's a pretty decent set of armor overall. And the other reason, if I put on my flying set here, take a look at my power there. When I am flying, I am using energy. Now, it was very brief, but I did some testing with this, and once all of my buffers drain, like mostly these magmatics I think are the only ones that are running constantly right now, once these buffers drain out, I am burning about 500 RF per tick when flying. And that is being done through this wireless charger that I put down. It is wirelessly charging my suit of armor here. As you can see, I'm actually still losing power because it burns through more energy, 850 RF per tick, than this wireless charger can output. I'm not positive if more wireless chargers would be able to keep up completely, but either way, I'm running at a bit of a loss. So, once I am flying, I'm at negative 400 to 500 RF per tick. As soon as I stop falling, I get more power incoming than I am using. So that tells me a couple different things. One, I'm burning way too much energy just by flying, and I could probably do to avoid that. And two, I need more energy. Just overall, I need more energy. So I do want to take care of a couple of those things today. But first, I wanted to build one of the other Zivicio items, the hoe. This one looks like it's crafted a lot more simply, with a diamond hoe, and then going up through the ranks that way. So let's do that quick here. And my reason for that is in the tooltip there, Unbreakable. Unbreakable was one of my goals for the farm. Let's get rid of that. Okay. So one of my goals for the farm was Unbreakable hoe. And I didn't really want to have to go through the entire process of the Tinker's Unbreakable method. Ooh, I'm going to have to get used to that method of flight. The other method of flight was just instant. This one is requires that double jump. So that's going to take some getting used to again. But I now have an Unbreakable hoe to go in here. Or do I? Interesting. Why does that not go in there? If you look here, that tooltip shows that it can take this mod version of hoe, but maybe not the Unbreakable one. Because every time you go in here, the tooltip, or the ghosted item changes, and it goes up to the blue one. So, if that doesn't go in there, then that is frustrating. But that means that I'll have to go through the Tinker's Unbreakable method again, I think. So that will have to be a different time. That is disappointing. But that happens sometimes. As you can see from my inventory here, I've kept a lot of things on me for decorating. That's just what happens when you're going through a bunch of different projects. I have this thing going here. This is kind of a manual farm at the moment. I plan to put down more of the Ender.io farms like this, but I don't have one built yet, and I don't have enough stuff to put in here. Ultimately, air, earth, fire, and water, as well as nature, nether, and obsidian, all of these are going to be in a straight line one line for each crop, because I don't need much of each of them. And then this line, this entire line here is going to be for glowstone, or maybe a different one, who knows. And this is Enderman crop, which gives me a couple different things. Enderman crop is ender pearls or end stone. I have a specific use for this coming up shortly, but for right now I do need to let these grow. So my farm's coming along nicely. My cows are plodding away here, getting milked over and over again. It's a hard life being a cow in this place. I doubt they're comfortable, but that's not my concern. Alright, so since that did not go well with that unbreakable hoe, I have to change up my plans ever so slightly here. So one other thing that I wanted to do, well, let's take a look at the book, because the book kind of covers some of it. So I got my Zivicio armor. I got something else in here, I don't remember exactly. Oh, I did this one a while back, ender pouch to an ender chest. I did come in here and I unchecked this one. If you remember, and if you caught it from the episode where I was doing a lot of damage with these weapons, I thought, or rather I got confused and I thought my melee weapon was dealing up to 40 damage. I got confused. I'm fairly certain the number I was remembering was the crossbow's weapon damage. So my cleaver here only does 28, and I did check against that, the training dummy, just to make sure that 28 was all I was doing, and that is true. So I unchecked that because I didn't do it, and I would rather do that legit. I'm pretty sure I know how to do that legit at some point, but not right now. The rest of these are all magical, so if I go back a step, I wanted to take care of these two, just because they're the earliest ones that I have left in the book here. Sprinkler and flower in 5 different biomes. So that's kind of what I had in my inventory here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this grass and plop it in here and get pasture seeds. And then the pasture seeds go along with these flowers. So I grabbed a handful of flowers just from using the bone meal. And I'm going to make them glow, or glimmer. And each one of these needs to glimmer just slightly. Alright, and then I take my dirt and my pasture seed and put the flower on top, and that gives me this floating flower. This is what I'm going to use for planting my flower in 5 different biomes, because I like these a little bit more than just random flowers sitting around. So let's do that, shall we? I'm going to take my angel block as well, and I'm going to do that. So where do I have my biomes? First thing, I do have my plains and my magical forest right in here. So I'm going to count that because I actually made that biome, and I'm thinking that's legit. So I will put this flower can go, I don't know, right there. That's kind of a weird placement, but yeah, it'll do. And then my plains is over here-ish, and this can go just right next to the other stuff. Alright, so that is my magical forest and plains. Now down here I have desert and river. I'm not sure I want to count river because I know that's kind of technically a sub-biome. Same with beach. They might still be legit. I don't know if I have any other biomes anywhere nearby. I have ocean. Well, let's start over with desert, which is over here. Alright. I'm going to do what I can to leave those there. Might end up having to destroy 1 or 2 of them, but we'll see. Alright, so I got my desert. My river is kind of here. Where are you, river? There you are. Alright, and then, if I'm going to count river, then I might as well count beach. And beach is over here. What did I pick up? Oh, sapling, okay. Beach is over here. So let's do here-ish. Sure. Alright, so I've got my 5 flowers planted. It's a little bit of an odd request, but I'll take it. And then use a sprinkler to water a farm, and it doesn't work on magic crops, so I do have a plan for that. First off, I do need the sprinkler itself. Ah, that was easy. Guess I already had all the stuff. And then I also want a reservoir for that free water. Fused quartz. I guess I'll have to make some of that. And I need 4 fused quartz. And then I will also need some liquid conduit. Let's go with, it doesn't really matter, that one. This is the slowest one, only 50 millibuckets per tick, but I know the sprinkler uses like maybe a couple millibuckets total, so it's not a hog in the least. Right. Oh, do I seriously not have enough glass? Alright. There. Reservoir. I need a couple buckets for water. This flight is just so drastically different. But that's okay. And then I need sugar canes, because this is all I have left. So that's what I'm going to use the sprinkler on. And I'm going to bring it into my farm over here. And I don't know exactly where I want it just yet, but somewhere. Yes, somewhere. Notice I brought my buddy in here. Let's keep him watch on the crops. Still only... seriously. Alright, fine. I guess I'll level up on hitting the training dummy there. So the sugar cane can go somewhere. And it can't hit these. Because they grow 3 high. And that is 3 high. So I'm probably going to have to weasel it in between these lights. Not a huge deal, because one of the sprinkler is going to take up at least one space. That can take up one of the light spaces. So how about sprinkler go right here. Alright, and then that can go, I think it can go on top of this. It can't. Oh no. Alright, I might have to have an intermediate tank then. That's fine. Because the reservoir can't really go in here, because it needs to be in a square shape. So... not quite sure how I'm going to do that if it doesn't like that. I have an idea. I will have to figure that out later, apparently. Well, the reservoir was going to go under here. And then the pump, or the pipe was going to pump it up through into the sprinkler, but apparently it doesn't want to deal with that. So I will have to use a different method to get the water into the sprinkler. And that generally is an aqueous accumulator, but that takes up a lot of space. So, well, I will figure that out in a bit. Let me return with some materials that will hopefully do what I wanted to do. Alright, so remember that milk I said I got ages ago and I didn't know why I got it? This is perfect. This is the fertile soil from MFR. If I recall correctly, I'm going to make it anyway, but if I recall correctly, it can be used to plant things in so they don't require water. And let's see if this tests out right. Yes, alright. So these sugar canes normally need to be planted directly next to water. As you can see that this is not water. So the fertile soil is acting as if it were next to a water source block, which is good. So that's what I wanted for that. I do believe I have solved the water problem with the sprinkler. So let's go plant that down and hope I was right, because I didn't test it. Because testing is for silly people. Alright, so if this does what I think it will, I can plant the tank down, and then the sprinkler down on top of that. Let's rotate that. There we go. And then I can put the reservoir directly below. Like that, and then fill it up. Now I may need to get under here first, so let's do that. Ah, humbug. I think I just broke my reservoir and I need more water. Ooh, it still has water in it. Good. Good, good. Alright, so I need to shift. No, not shift. May not be able to see what I'm doing from here. I wonder if I need to get... Yeah, it looks like that's what it's doing. Looks like it's just a single shift click to auto output from all sides no matter what. I'm used to other Ender.io stuff that looks more like this, where you can click to configure each side individually and you'll see a specific icon on that side. But apparently this doesn't work that way. Good, that tank is filling up. And then this can go on there, and it's immediately sprinkling. Perfect. Since these are both from the same mod, Open Blocks, my guess is that they programmed it so that any water in the water tank will automatically go to the sprinkler. So, good. And if you look at the tooltip at the top there, it's using 1 millibucket per second, roughly. So it's not a huge drain at all. I could even put that over a little bit to cover... Looks like it's covering out to here, so that's actually fine. Now, the other thing I need to do is replace this dirt. Ooh, interesting. The fertile soil, when broken, turned into dirt. I will have to keep that in mind. That's a problem. So, I need my Resonator Exchanger. And in that case, I need to do this and put one down here. And then if I shift right-click, I should be able to do that. Now, the thing about the Resonator Exchanger, I'm not sure if I even showed you before. See how it's got one single square outline? Oh, come on. Really? Okay, fine. It's not going to work. I'll have to place it manually. Fine, 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 fine. Be that way. So now I can put down my sugar cane. Good. I don't know how much of this I need, especially if that's going to grow quickly because of the sprinkler. But let's do a bit. Primarily I need sugar cane for the paper, so I don't think I will need much of it overall, but I'm sure I could find a different use for it at some point or another. Yeah, that'll do for now. I'm not too concerned about it. Right. Now, the other thing I need to do is a little bit of a tangent here. I need to come under here and find where under here is. Ah, good. I made it cobble. Alright, so that's the farming station. I'm going to need to come under here and do a thing. What am I stuck on? stuck on something. Interesting. I was stuck on nothing, apparently. I'm going to need to come under here, and I'm going to need to change this up slightly. So I'm going to grab that Tesseract, because it's no longer going to be pumping out the top. Instead, it's going to go out the bottom. So this configuration can change slightly, because I don't like that icon on the top. And then I need to grab some conduits. So let's go grab conduits. Where am I even facing? Here I am. Alright, so let's go grab conduits. And I need some power, I need some item moving. And I think that's it. And then I also need to make another thing. I need to make another Master Infusion Stone if I can. Ooh, that's for those. Alright, I will borrow my existing Master Infusion Stone. I'll make another one of those later, because those are kind of a pain. It's not that bad. The Epic Bacon is just some cooked pork chop and then a bunch of different colors. Obviously, you know these unstable ingots, but I have a different plan for that coming up very shortly here. And then a nether star, which I have plenty of, plus a little bit more unstable ingots. So not a huge deal, but a little bit of a pain to craft, so I will do my Master Infusion Stone here. Pretty sure I have all that I need. You know what? I'll grab some of the essences just to get going. Let's see. I am missing... No, I'm not. I have it right here. Alright, and then... a drawer. Might even just grab and convert that drawer, but I can save that for later. I didn't bring a platform to build on, so it will be made out of dirt. Seriously? I hate that glitch. If you're just too far enough away, it just disappears, and then it glitches out slightly. Alright, so there's my very familiar platform, very similar to the one I built before. And then, what I'm going to do is bring down my conduits. Alright, and then the Tesseract can go right there. Now I'm also going to make use of my crafter. Now the crafter is where I was going to use this Master Infusion Stone. So let's do that. That's right, I have to actually select a recipe thing first. Right, so the first craft is to make the Accio Essence. And I'll apply that. The next craft is going to use that essence to make the Crucio Essence. I have to look every single time because I can never remember what they're called. And then the next craft is to use the Crucio to make the Imperio. Hey, I remember that one. And then the last one uses the Imperio to make the Zivicio. So with this one crafter, I have gone all the way from the lowest tier essence to the highest tier essence, and all I need to do is get the item routing just right. Because if I remember right, the Master Infusion Stone, when it is used to craft, it ends up in the output slot, which means I need to move it back in to the input slot to be used again for the next craft. So, to do that, I'm probably going to get rid of this, because I want to keep it as compact as I can so that these growth pulsars can be on as many layers as possible. I almost fell there. So let's get rid of this whole thing. Alright, so if I take my item conduits here, and let's pump it out the bottom, and have it come around back, I think. Right, so this one's just going to be insert, and this one is going to be extract. Looks like I need a filter. Do I have a filter on me? I know I had some before. Haha, I do. Perfect. Alright. So, basic item filter, extract only the Master Infusion Stone. So that when it ends up in the output slot, it will go here, and then it'll get pumped right back up to here. And then, what I would also like to do is set this to, yes, internal slot, internal slot, internal slot, and this one can go into the external slot. So ideally the way it's going to go is that the Master Infusion Stone is going to stay up here until it's done with the Zivicio essence, where it will then be put out to the back. So, how about I do it a slightly different way to keep in the compact mood. Alright, so this one is going to be insert, and this one is going to be insert, because this is going to take in the Zivicio, which means I need another filter. So this one, insert only Zivicio. And that will go back into the Tesseract, into the network. And this one, I want to disable just to keep it clean. This one is going to be insert, because this is going to be taking in the essence from the farm, like so. And it's already pulling in the essence that the farm has been collecting while we've been talking here. And if I were to put this Master Infusion Stone in here, it would just crank away and make all the stuff. But before I do that, I do want to double check my work just to make sure. So this is extracting. Actually, you know what? I don't think I need that filter there, because this can pull everything out. Zivicio can go in here for this filter, and this one can take the Master Infusion Stone. That's better. That's why you double check your work. So extract always, insert Zivicio, insert Master Infusion Stone, recipe, 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 recipe. I don't think I need to keep. I don't need to keep. Good. Now, if I throw in the Master Infusion Stone, it should get to work. Awesome. Oh, that does not want to go in there. That should not go in there because I didn't program it to do anything with that Zivicio essence. So if any Zivicio essence ended up in here, it would just sit around and do nothing. So it shouldn't ever go in there. That was just me misclicking. Alright, so that is a compact little Zivicio farm from the Minicio that it starts at. Awesome. Done. And it's compact. It only takes up 2 blocks height, or I guess 2 blocks width total, 3 blocks in height. So I don't believe if I put a growth pulsar down further here, I don't think that would work. So this one space is not going to grow quickly, and I'm okay with that. But the rest of it is going to work just fine. See, it's already cleared out, and it's already put the Master Infusion Stone back up there, which means I've already gotten some Zivicio out of it. Awesome. And that is done. All I need to do now is put a bunch of growth pulsars on the bottom of here, and this will crank out Zivicio like crazy. Why, I'm not entirely sure. I don't recall if I even need large amounts of Zivicio after making the armor, but at the very least I will need some to repair my armor eventually. So, it'll be a thing. I'll consider what my uses of Zivicio will be. I have a couple ideas, but for right now I just want to start collecting it. And collecting it I am. Whoops. I broke it. I broke it. It's better now. Alright. So, if I check my time here, I think that just about ends the episode. I got a little bit less done than I wanted, partially because I had some difficulties with certain things that don't like to work properly. And this thing that doesn't like to work properly with my unbreakable hoe. So I'm going to have to take some time between this episode and the next one to build up an unbreakable hoe, or figure out why this thing won't take the unbreakable Zivicio hoe, because it truly should. I might even have to fiddle with the configs to get that working, because there's no reason that shouldn't work. But I will leave it here, and the next episode I already have a few things planned, so I might be able to get it done a little bit more quickly than the previous episodes have been coming out. So, until then, see ya!